This is Chaotic here with another CZN video. Today we're going to talk about the updates from the 7.8 update that dropped about 5 days ago and just highlight some of the more impactful ones. Here, make sure we complete this event, Melody at the highest peak, before the event ends in 15 days. There are some pretty good rewards here that we should clear out in the store. Monsters Arena has come back, supposedly more streamlined to be quicker gameplay. Haven't started yet, but there are some rewards here that you can see on the bottom here, especially this core mutation that we'll talk about later on. The story has been rewritten for those who are interested in lore. Make sure you check this section out. The story will all be in one place now with the rewritten story. Those who have completed this before a certain date, we've already received distributed rewards. I think they were the core mutations, 10 of those, or maybe 20 of those. In between seasons, we have the new full-scale offensive with 3 new bosses and their mechanics. Have not started on these yet, but will be coming soon. And then Basin hyperspace rework, there are less stages now, 10 to 8, and the rewards seem to be very similar. I'm not sure what the difference is, but it only takes a few minutes to auto and complete and clear out this Basin hyperspace. The most important changes will be through Sortie. They've added the archive where we can take a look at the fates, the cards, equipment that we've gathered, as well as monsters and bosses. And then engagement data will just provide some crystals and rewards for completing certain missions. And then we also have combatant data. So each combatant will have their separate missions as well. And completing these will be basically an achievement. They're just small rewards for each character, just collection of these rewards. And then they've also added 2 new cores, the core mutation as well as the core resonance down here. The core resonance will allow you to add a common card to a specific deck. So if we take a look at right here, if we complete a deck and we have all the equipment, the engravings that we want, and then we've gone and updated the deck and edited it through applying Divine Epiphanies, then we can also, if you have saved data, Fate Memory Space, add a common card here. So if I wanted to add a gear bag or another attack exclamation mark or reorganize, then I can add that for 20 extra save data space. And you can see here I do have some extra space, and to finish this deck we can add another common card. Then also we can use a mutation core. Here, these are worth 4K each, so quite expensive. And some of these effects we can see are quite strong. Increase damage amount of this unit by 15% for enhanced card damage amount level 7. But we can also see that the percentage for this is extremely low. So if we actually do roll the enhanced damage card amount, more than likely it will be one of these 1 through 5, which have the 1.5% chance. And then I wouldn't recommend this for your support. You'll probably be re-rolling multiple times just to gain a mutation that might be able to help just some. Here we can see increased shield gain of this unit by 9% for level 5, which is just a small increase in shield gain. Heal amount by up to 9% here as well for level 5. So I would recommend using these cores mainly for your damage units for decks that are near perfect. This is very expensive and time consuming to farm for these cores. So if we take a look at here, enhanced damage amount level 2 and 3. When a card of this unit is exhausted through an ability, plus 12% amount to attack cards for 1 turn up to 3 times. So something like this can be applicable to a Chizuru with a Moon Slash build. Those basic attacks will be exhausted, and then the flat damage increase can help with those spammable exhaust cards. And then here is one that can be used on a support unit on extra attack 1 morale for 1 turn. And then the level 3, which is very difficult to get, it can be used up to 3 times per turn. And then we have some duds here, like this one. When a card is used manually, 75% fixed damage to a random enemy just 1 time per turn, which is basically useless. And hence haste card damage. This can be used for Heidi Marie with the haste bill with the plus hit to each link card in your hand for the Sword Rain version, and a plus 50% damage can add a lot of damage if you're dealing 7 to 8 hits per Sword Rain. Increased damage amount of exhaust cards can be strong for a 9. Increased damage amount of cards created by this unit. Like I said, a lot of these are very specific use case. The one that I see a lot of use for, especially for a Heidi Marie, or sorry, not Heidi, Tenebria with the Encore build, you're able to apply 2 vulnerable stacks on Encore. Here, when an attack card of this unit is used against an enemy in a vulnerable state, plus 5% chance. And the rare version for this 10% chance. That is an extremely strong mutation. And then this is for Serennial, increased damage amount of attack cards against ravaged targets. But these are not huge changes, but just small changes, but very expensive. And I've already used, I think, 10 on Heidi Marie. I did get really lucky and rolled the level 7 here for increased damage amount of cards of this unit by 15%. And this is my main most used deck for Heidi Marie. And then Tenebria, I rolled maybe about 5 times and got this damage amount of cards of this unit by 7%. Really fishing for the vulnerable one where I can get either 5 to 10% critical chance, but for now I'm going to keep this since these cores are very expensive. Haven't rolled any of my support decks yet, but we'll see if I will maybe down the line when these cores want to have an excess of them. But also for Sortie, we have changes to these risk modifiers. Let's see. This one used to be 4 cards each turn when 4 cards are used. 2 fortitude to all enemies. This one will just be a handicap verse for Heidi Marie since she's one of the most used core combatants. Then this one here, they've added also unable to recover stress through heals. This one, increased tenacity, I think it used to be 1 block, and they've increased it to 3 blocks. Now, this one increases the price of flash by 100%. I probably will always leave this one unchecked. Flashing is a very strong mechanic in the shop. And they've updated this one from 50 to 80% equipment stats. And I usually will leave this one checked, but I'm not sure if this one will be one that I will leave unchecked for now. And then in addition to These risk modifiers, they've also added a few new fates, which I'm not going to take a look at. But I really want to see them move in a different direction for Sortie. I just not sure if I like playing Sortie. It takes about 30 minutes per run, and you can see here we're getting about 7k Black Mass for Nightmare. But depending on the stage that you play, the risk modifiers, the level, you're getting anywhere between 5 to 8k Black Mass. And one run takes generally about 30 minutes. And if we go to the store, these core mutation takes 4,000 Black Mass. So one run will yield you 1 to at most 2 of these, which may not even get you a roll that you're looking for. And originally, the developers implemented Sortie to reduce the amount of time spent farming for decks, which players were playing Chaos, resetting the runs if the optimal conditions were not met. Now, Chaos we're still playing, but we're playing through it trying to get the perfect gear, engravings, and the combination of skills, because you still need your copied cards because copy cores are very rare. So farming decks can still take a lot of time because you're getting those perfect items and their engravings and then persona cards. Then going back, we have to farm Sortie to edit those decks for Divine Epiphanies or changing the deck overall. But a lot of time is spent playing Sortie for Black Mass, and now they've included all these additional cores that will increase farming times. So I'm not sure if I like the amount of time that is spent. Now it's become a huge time sink for those players that don't have the amount of time. You can see here I've already cleared Sortie 109 times, but I'll prefer to play less and still be able to edit my decks to where I can get perfect decks for the content that I want to use them for. But let me know your opinions on the Sortie changes, how you like to use your mutation cores. But as always, have a great day. Take care.